today. So I'm super excited for this video because it's going to be a tutorial using the Dose of Colors Hidden Treasures palette, which I love so much, and I am so excited to tell you guys that they are going to be bringing it back for this holiday season. This is what the inside looks like. If you guys don't know, it was limited edition. I hate talking about it on my channel because it's something that you guys cannot get your hands on, but you will be able to again, which I'm just so hyped. When I saw it on Instagram, I was like, yes! I literally screamed. I'm not even kidding. The metallics are so intense and the mattes blend so easy, so I'm super excited. I love the way this look turned out. So if you want to see how I did this, then just keep watching. So I'm starting off with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Taupe, and I'm just lightly filling in my brows, concentrating most of the pigment on my tail. And then I'm taking the Essence Make Me Brow in the shade Blondie Brows, and I'm just using that to add a little bit of fullness to my brows and to add a little extra color. It did end up being a little messy, so I went in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Concealer in the shade 0.5 and a pretty precise like eyeliner type brush, or I mean I use it for concealer, but it's very precise, gets right where you want it, and I used the concealer to carve out my brows and clean everything up. I literally never do this, but I feel like I should more because it makes such a difference. And then I'm just blending that all out with a sponge. Now I'm going in with the Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer, and I'm just using that to prime my eyelids and just blending that in. And before I go in with any shadows, I'm going to take the RCMA No Color Powder and just set that concealer and the primer. Now I'm going with the Hidden Treasure palette from Dose of Colors, which obviously you guys can see I'm super excited about. And I'm taking the shade Locket, which is like a nice warm transition shade, and I'm just buffing that into my crease and building it up a little bit, just using windshield wiper motions. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Key, which is kind of like a neutral toned brown, and I'm taking it on a precise blending brush and just putting that right into my crease. And I'm building the color up first, and then I'm going in once most of the product is distributed and blending out. And then I'm taking my fluffy brush and just blending again because I like to go in with my previous brushes. Now I'm taking the shade Onyx, which is so hard to pronounce for some reason for me, but I'm using a really precise brush and just blending that, well, mostly packing it onto the outer V. This is a really pigmented black, so I barely went in with any product, and I'm just kind of mapping out the outer V type shape that I want. And then I'm going back in with the other brushes and blending over that just to make sure everything is seamless. Now I'm taking this e.l.f. liquid eyeshadow, and I cannot remember the name, but everything will be in the description box, and I'm kind of carving out my lid just a little bit. This is super simple. I just added a little product and then went in with a flat synthetic shading brush and just kind of moved it to where I wanted it. And then I'm taking the shade Gemstone on top of that, and I feel like the layer just made the metallic even more intense and kind of helped give me the shape that I wanted. So I'm just packing that on. And then I'm taking the other brush and just blending between the black and the like champagne shade. Now I'm taking the shade Pearl and I'm putting that up underneath my brow bone just for a really nice little highlight. And then I'm taking the Glossier Priming Moisturizer in Rich. They have a regular one too, but I prefer this one because I have very dry skin, and I'm just blending this into my skin to prime. I let that soak in for a minute before I went in with foundation, which I use the BH Cosmetics Liquid Foundation, the Naturally Flawless. I have a full video about this I can link down below for y'all. But I love this foundation. I'm using the shade 201 Ivory, and I just really like it. It's really dewy, it has good coverage. The shade is overall pretty nice once I have all my makeup on. And then I took the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair, and I'm just concealing underneath my eyes and any other little blemishes or redness that I have. And then just for the heck of it, I went in with the BH Cosmetics Concealer, and I have the shade White. And I just took a little bit of that and added it on top of the concealer that I was already using. I've never used this concealer before, but I've had it for a while, so I wanted to test it out and just make my concealer a little lighter. It ended up being pretty ghostly, so I think next time I'll mix the concealers on the back of my hand as opposed to doing them separately on my face. So I'm not sure how I feel about the BH Cosmetics one yet. But I'm just blending that all in with my sponge. And then I'm taking the RCMA No Color Powder and I'm just setting my entire face because the foundation does kind of have a tacky finish, so I don't want my other powders that I put on top to not blend as smooth as I need them to. Now I'm taking the Shade and Light Contour Palette from Kat Von D and I'm taking the middle toned bronzer and I'm just using this to lightly bronze my skin. I'm using a very fluffy brush because these shades are super pigmented and I'm super fair, so I have to be careful. But I'm just using that on the outskirts of my face. You guys can see the pigment right there. I really had to blend that out, but I did end up liking the way it looked really, really bronzy. And then I'm taking the lighter toned Cool shade and I'm just very lightly putting that into the contours of my cheekbones just for a little bit of extra definition. I felt like going all out for this look, so. I'm also blending that on my forehead, and then I went ahead and took that same shade and used it on a very precise little brush, and I'm trying to contour my nose, but it's literally been forever since I did glam makeup. Like, it's been so simple for the last few weeks, so you guys can see I'm just laughing at myself because it's so bad. It's not working the way I wanted it to, but I just went over it with my sponge and it looked perfectly fine. Now I'm going with the Physicians Formula Butter Blush. I will have the shade linked down below again, like I said, and I'm just adding that to my cheeks. It's a very nice, very like subtle matte blush. And then I'm taking the Dose of Colors x Desi x Katie collection highlighter in the shade Fuego, and I'm using this a little lower on my cheekbones than a typical highlighter because it's a little dark for me, but I'm kind of using it as a blush topper and then bringing it up just a little bit. And then I'm adding the 04 x Nikki Tutorials Glaze Donut highlighter on top just so I get that really pop-in highlight that I want, but I like using like a gradient of the two highlighters. And then I'm going back in with the Fuego brush and just blending between Fuego and Glazed Donut. And now I'm going in with the first shade that we used, Locket, and just blending that underneath my lower lash line. And then I'm taking whatever black was left over on that very precise brush and just blending the outer third. And then I'm taking the brown shade and just blending that along the entire lower lash line. And then just blending that out with the original brush. I also decided to take a little bit of the lid shade that we used and just pop that onto the inner like third of the lower lash line, and then highlighting my inner corner as well with the shade Pearl. Then I'm taking the Nars eyeliner in the shade Via Veneto, and I'm just doing my waterline, and then I'm taking the Prestige, my Biggest Lashes mascara, and doing my upper lashes. And then I'm taking the Wet n Wild Mega Slim Skinny Mascara and doing my lower lashes. Now I'm taking the Wet n Wild Gel Lip Liner in Gone Burgundy, I believe, and I'm just lining my lips with this. I love these lip liners. They're some of my favorite. I now have every single shade, so I highly recommend them. And then I'm going to go in with the Dose of Colors Liquid Lipstick, which I was holding upside down, of course, and this is the shade Brick, which is just a really nice brick toned red, which I thought would complement the eyes. Then I'm taking the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray, which it's almost empty, so it was spraying funny, and it was like 1 a.m. when I was filming this, so I just got the giggles. And then as I was fanning, I totally got lipstick on my chin. But so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Right now I'm gonna have some videos popping up right here of other videos that I've done. You know, if you want to keep watching me, they're there. Hey, you know, you can click. So could I be any more awkward? Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.